Hi there, this is Jamie Dyer, and today this kitchen novice is going to make for the first time banana bread. Now this is a recipe that I saw on Instagram recently from Mr. Barry Lewis, at Mr. Barry Lewis, who is a well-known YouTuber, Instagrammer. He's just known in the world of food. And this is a recipe that he put up recently for banana bread. This has been adapted though, so this version that we're going to do is gluten-free, dairy-free. It's also vegan by association as well. So the first thing, get your banana. We're going to put 3 of these. Come closer, come closer. We're going to put 3 of these in the bowl. Now I usually have trouble peeling bananas because sometimes it comes out the back there. I feel like I've explained this before, so I won't bore you with too much of the detail, but this is a fairly quick recipe, I'm told. So the last bit of banana goes in there, and now we have to mash it like that. And I've just preheated the oven to 160 as well, because this is a fairly quick thing to prepare, as you shall see in a moment. Now I've just got to get this until it's almost liquidy. As you can see now, I've mashed that for a little while, and if I just get a bit of that, look how runny that is. Not too runny, just, you know, just enough. So now it's time to add the other ingredients into this. So firstly, this is oat flour, so this just goes in. Next, after putting that in, we have Nestle Carnation. This is vegan condensed milk, so it's plant-based. Let's try and open this. I always have a bit of a problem with this, but let's see what I can do. I'm going to try and do it on the side there so it doesn't go. So I should be able to just tip that in like that. Come out, Carnation. Now we have 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Lastly, the recipe calls for a splash of vinegar, so what I will do is just put some on there. Oh, that's making a fizzing sound now. Now let's mix it up into one consistency. Like that. Look, it's all gloopy. Kind of looks a bit like porridge now, doesn't it? With that colouring and that consistency. But I'm not going to try it at this point. I'm sure it's got lots of banana-y goodness in it, but I think I'll wait until the end. It just occurred to me that you could use a mixer for this, but to be honest, this is so fast already, and I think if you weren't nervous like I am, I think you'd bash this out in no time, because my experience in mixing and things isn't quite as fruitful yet. So if that's the right terminology for this. So we're nearly ready. Already smells like banana bread. So yeah, we're nearly ready to put in the tins. So that is now finished, and as you can see, that's the consistency that you want. It's kind of tough but also smooth at the same time. So let's now put this into one of these tins. So we've got 2 tins here because we don't have like a full loaf tin, so we're just going to put one in here. I'm going to try and get the right amount. Like that. Some kind of visual ASMR, I think. So that should be enough. My wife is signalling to me that that's probably enough, because it's going to rise obviously, because we've got baking powder, etc. in there. So let's just put the remainder into this tin, and I can do this a little bit more confidently because I know how much is there, how much is going to go in the rest of this mixture. Like I say, just doing this because we don't have a full loaf tin. So now the mixture is in the 2 tins. I'm going to now put that in there. We're going to leave it for a little while. That's been in there about 15 minutes now, and as you can see, it's rising quite nicely. 30 minutes later, now it's time to take this out. Bobbling about on the tray. Close the oven. As we can see, we've risen a bit here, which is nice. Tiny bit in here. We now have to let this cool down for a little while, and then we shall try it. A slight correction, just tested it with the knife there, and I think it needs an extra few minutes. I don't think it's quite fully done, so let's put that into the oven. Still got to master picking this up with oven gloves. So yeah, and then we'll just skip forward to actually trying it when everything is complete. It's a little while later, much later than I had originally thought, because a very busy day, but this was in the oven for another 5 to 10 minutes, and then took it out, left it for a while because you have to let it cool down and stuff. So even though it's several hours later, it's still good, obviously. Well, the proof is in the eating, isn't it? So let's try it, please. It is quite chewy, but you do have that crust on the edge of the banana bread, and then that squishy centre that reminds me of something, sort of bread and butter pudding, that type of thing. That's what it reminds me of. And obviously there's that banana, but it's actually a lot more subtle than you might think. So yeah, that is really nice, and I think you can experiment with that because it was so easy. I reckon you could put currants in there, something like that, maybe some cinnamon or something, just to change the flavour profile slightly depending on your taste. But yeah, please do try it yourself because that was so easy, and I've never really baked a cake or anything like that before, so this was all new to me. Incredibly simple to do. I haven't got anything else more to say than that because I want to eat some more. So I'm going to go and do that. Make sure to click the subscribe button, the like button as well. Join my Patreon. I'll leave all the details in the description below. And I'll see you next time for another Jamie Tries Cooking.